Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the ISTD Anand's Friday Forum. Today, we have our own speaker, well-known personality, Dr. Raju Rathod, sir. He is National Council member for ISTD and having responsibility of various sectors in ISTD as well as at the JCs and Lions as well. So we request Raju Rathod sir to proceed for the further session. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Divyang bhai. Uh, can you please allow me to share my presentation?
Yeah, just a second, sir.
Yeah,
Now you can present, sir.
okay, done. Is it visible, my
Yes, sir.
presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
It is visible. Okay, fine, fine. Fantastic. Okay, so thank you to Divyang bhai, and today's topic for a discussion is the Skill India, and that is India Skill Report. And this India Skill Report has been published since 2014, and recently the, I think, eighth version of the report in 2021 was published. And this particular report is different from the other report because it talk about one of the most important and required things called a skill, right? And I think for last few years we have been focusing more on a Skill India and Skill India mission and everything. And many ISTD Anand friends are also in the process of National Skill Development Council led program, training of the trainer. And many of them have gone through the entire modules also. And then recently Suyog also called me that he successfully cleared it. So I think those who attended the program in the last batch, their result came. So you can check your email, and if you are lucky one, then you must got the email which informed you that you have cleared your this particular program. So anyone is here who attended this particular program? यहाँ पे है
Yes,
कोई?
Raju bhai. Yes, Raju bhai.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, नीलम
Yes, we
बहन.
have attended.
Yeah, so you tell us something regarding a skill and what you did in the program and all.
So there are for total 15 modules, and they are sharing the module into all the participants.
Okay. So
And
you
we
are
have
in
to
this
present.
big batch.
We have to present something about one module to the all the participants by preparing that particular module.
Mm-hmm.
And today we had our theory exam 8 to 9 in the morning, and we were given convenient slots of 15 minutes for different participants, and they had the Viva exam also.
Mm-hmm. No, but like once you've gone through this particular program, what do you say and what do you think regarding a skill? Like, do you think skill is important, or
Raju, sir,
whatever you want to talk regarding a skill?
can I add Raju, sir?
Yes, Divyang bhai, please.
Yeah. So the basic introduction phase only in the first module and on the first day, the report says, as per the data collected from all India, that we have
Mm-hmm.
4% skilled manpower available, right? Which was registered. Maybe person will be having skills but are not registered or not having any kind of certificates. But only 4%
Mm-hmm.
population or the youth we have as a skilled person in India. Right? Whereas we have
Mm-hmm.
maximum youth compared to the any other countries in world in age of 25 to 40. Right? And if we impart a skill or the training into this youth, we can be providing skill to the various nations. which will be in demand in coming years, right? We can see the aging of Japan of people in compared to the India. We can see aging of China, US and all. So we can be the skill provider country. So the basic question is where the person can get a skill. So we need a
Hmm.
forum to provide skills to the individuals. Could be local persons or could be local vendors or the workers as well. So that is the
Hmm.
gist
Hmm.
of the program.
Okay. Anybody who have seen this particular skill development report? किसी ने देखा है स्किल रिपोर्ट? Yes. So nobody referred this particular report.
Yes, sir. The average age of the youth is only 29 years in India. So there is
Median,
huge,
median age is only 29 years. Okay, good.
there is huge scope for the development of skill. So the lot many skilled people are required in India.
Right. Okay. So let us start the discussion on the basis of this particular report, as well as we have a lot of interaction, and I wish that you will participate and give the answer. So what are the major 5 new headlines of a last 1 month? In last 1 month, uh, which are the major headlines you've gone through in the newspaper? Yes.
Vaccination.
Huh?
First one is the our Prime Minister Modi get vaccination at AIM, New Delhi. That is the headline.
Our prime minister is vaccinated. Yeah. Anything else?
There was some cyber threat from Chinese company, and they were trying to overpower some of our Indian sites,
Okay.
like stock exchanges and government sites and all.
Okay.
And recent failure in Maharashtra also, power grid failure.
Okay. Anything else?
Another major headline in 2-3 days before the about the election in 5 states in India.
So there was a headline or the article even you had shared on our group as well regarding the
Hmm.
skill, right? The report says we need skill manpower or skill youth in coming up time.
Yes. I think you understood the point because you have gone through this particular training program. So, like, if you see in a last 1 month, then there will be a lot of news, right? And unfortunately, we also trapped in the jargon of all the news. Now, what happened that we always talk about the different kind of problem and at a macro level problems, and then probably we are much concerned about that, but so far as our influence is concerned, it is very less. And many of us are teachers, and when we are teachers, I think this particular report is one of the remarkable news, uh, or must be the remarkable news for all of us, because it gives you a lot of insight. So I made a point that every time we are talking about all such news, which may be political in nature, or maybe some incidental news and the routine news, but then being a teacher, such kind of reports also must draw your attention, and then you must read that particular report, so you get a lot of insight, right? So that's why we made a point to go for this particular presentation. What are the main 5 problems faced by India at present? What are the main 5 problems faced by India at present?
Sir,
Unemployment and job crisis.
हाँ, स्वामी सर ने भी ट्रेनिंग अटेंड कर लिया है. अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट एंड जॉब क्राइसिस, right? Unemployment
sir,
and job crisis is the root of all the problems. You see, is the
so the
root
skill
of,
set is not matching with the requirement.
there's a gap between the industry requirement and the college graduates and postgraduates, right? And the kind of skill, you know, they should possess is not matched with the industry requirement. That is one of the main problem, and because of which there is a unemployment. And when there is a unemployment, it automatically lead to so many criminal activities also, and there will be problems in the social fabrication also, right? So many social issues will also crop up when there is a lack of employment or underemployment, right? You could see even in this report also, it has been noted that the suicide among the youngsters got increased in the last 1 year, right? And Sushant Singh Rajput was the famous case, right? Which we actually discussed for quite a long time, that how youngsters got all name and fame, got suicided. So uh, for him there must be different reason, but otherwise if you could see, the suicide among the students is increasing day by day, and one of the reason is unemployment. And that's why even if you have seen the budget produced by our finance minister of the state, Nitin Bhai Patel, how many job he promised in yesterday's budget? He promised
2 lakh,
huh?
2 lakhs, 2 lakhs
2 lakh job is government job. Overall,
government job.
overall he said more than 20 lakh job will be given. So let us see that how it will happen and in which field. And then they said we will take care that the youngsters will get a right job in private sectors also, right? So like how it will happen, we don't know. But then he said this thing, and that's why last time when there was an election in Bihar, employment and unemployment was the major issue. If you could observe that, right? And anybody observed that Tejaswini, the son of Lalu Prasad Yadav, he could successfully raise this issue in the election, and now it is our turn. Like in the next Vidhan Sabha election, unemployment must be the main, agenda on which you can ask the stock and progress to the government, that what did you did in the front of a job creation. So what is the difference between employment, unemployment, and employability? Are there any difference or are they same? Employment, unemployment, and employability. Can anybody focus on these 3 terms: employment, unemployment, and employability?
Well,
Okay, let us
employment and unemployment are, I guess, pretty clear. Still, I mean, employment is being productively engaged in a work which has a financial or any other rewards, largely financial rewards. Then you may say that one is employed. Unemployed, one may not be engaged in activity which may be giving, if it's not giving financial rewards, even if you are engaged somewhere, it would be a voluntary exercise, and so you would be unemployed. So employment is associated with a reward, and employability, I have necessary traits, skills, knowledge, attitude, probably, but I may still be unemployed. So I may have employability, but I still may be unemployed.
Yeah, so employment and unemployment may be a external factors. It may be a externality, right? Like it's not in our hand to be employed or unemployed. Am I right or wrong? Because there will be number of factors, like the kind of economy under which you are prevailing, or the kind of regulation regime under which you are doing, the age factor also, the trend in a particular country also. So all those macro things we may not control, right? But so far as the employability is concerned, as madam said, it is about my skill. It is about it is about my capabilities, right? It is about my doability, whether I am able to do a particular job or not. So employability is completely controllable and in my hand, right? Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely right, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So say when you talk about an unemployed person, मतलब बेकार, तो अब बेकार की तो क्या डेफिनेशन करते हैं कि जो इंसान के पास जॉब करने की काबिलियत है, जॉब करने की इच्छा भी है, और अभी जो प्रिवेलिंग रेट है उस रेट में वो काम करने के लिए तैयार भी है, उसके बाद अगर उसको जॉब नहीं मिलती है तो उसको क्या बोलते हैं? अनएम्प्लॉयड पर्सन. एम आई राइट? You have a capability to
Yes.
work, willingness to work, right? Capability to work, willingness to work, and willing to work at a given rate. Like आपको अगर फिर 20,000 की सैलरी मिल रही है और आप बोलोगे कि नहीं मुझे तो 50,000 चाहिए, राइट? और उस वजह से अगर वो जॉब नहीं लेगा तो वो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं कहा जाएगा. हाँ, अंडर एम्प्लॉयड कहा जा सकता है, जैसे जैसे मैडम ने बोला कि उसकी कैपेसिटी के हिसाब से उसे नहीं मिल रहा है. That's a different issue. But otherwise, the person must have a capability, right? Willingness as well as acceptance of the current rate. All three are important, right? All three are important. After having all these three, still a person is not getting a job, then he or she is unemployed person, right? Unemployed person. So our method of calculating the unemployment is sometimes a faulty also, right? આપણે તમને જો ખ્યાલ હોય તો આપણે જે ઓલી રોજગારી કચેરીમાં આપણે નંબર કરીએ, બરાબર ને મેડમ? રોજગાર કચેરીમાં આપણે ઓલું અનએમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ માટે જે એ હોય ને ત્યાં આપણે નોંધણી કરાવીએ ને.
Yes, employment exchange. हाँ जी.
હા હા, એમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ એક્સચેન્જમાં તો પહેલા તો કેવું થતું હતું કે as you complete your education, our father mother used to tell us that you go there and you register yourself, right? So if any government job is there, they will inform you, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and on the basis of that we find out the rate of unemployment, right? કે એમાં જેટલા બધા registered થાય એટલે કે એટલા બેકાર છે. That is one of the indicator. I am not saying all the indicator, मतलब absolute indicator, right? But one of the indicator. But they never check your employability, right? They never check your employability, right? For number of years we consider that data very seriously, right? In terms of unemployment. So still in our country, employment, unemployment and employability is the most mysterious thing, right? Or misleading thing, right? You never get the idea about employment, unemployment and employability in this country, and education, right? Am I right? There was a one boy. I give you the classic example of my relative. उसका जो लड़का है यहाँ विद्यानगर में ही एपीसी के पास वो रहता है. तो मेरे जो भाभी है उसके वो रिलेटिव में है, तो वो लड़का था. और इनको भी पता होगा, ये जो बीएनबी पॉलिटेक्निकल में है उसके लाइब्रेरियन थे एक रमेश भाई करके. आपको अगर रमेश भाई नहीं, अपने अनिल भाई चौहान करके, किसी को पता होगा?
हाँ, अनिल चौहान.
हाँ, अनिल चौहान है ना, स्वामी सर को पता है. तो उसका लड़का था सर. तो when we were living in a colony, so he was not good in study, so he didn't appear in a 10th exam also. मतलब after 7th standard he left the formal education. Now after 7th he left the formal education, and Anil Bhai was very much worried, right? Because Anil Bhai is now no more. So he was very much worried, and even he discussed the concern with me also કે રાજભાઈ આનું શું થશે એમ અમારા છોકરાનું એમ. So then at that time I also didn't have answer, and suddenly the Anil Bhai died also. And then after that, at that point of time also, that boy was not doing anything, and that boy not completed even 10th standard, because he was not in position to even complete 10th standard, because he left the education at the 7th standard. Now after so many years, he tried so many things, and then finally he stuck up with the AC repairing. જે એસી એર કન્ડિશનર રિપેરિંગ આવે એ એમની એક જગ્યાએ સર્વિસ હતી ત્યાં એ કામે રહી ગયો અને હમણાં 2 દિવસ પહેલા મારા પાસે આવ્યો હતો તો એ કહે છે કે મારે નેક્સ્ટ 2 દિવસમાં એક જગ્યાએ 24 એસી ફિટ કરવાના છે. આજે હું એને આજે ફોન કરું ને તો એ 5 દિવસ પછી તો મને એની અપોઇન્ટમેન્ટ મળે કે આવે એ મારા ઘરે. તો don't you think that the employment, unemployment, employability and the kind of education we relate is totally mismatched? If anybody want to tell something at this juncture, can tell me. Angel madam, आपका क्या कहना है?
Sorry, sir,
Hello?
I missed it. I had an audio problem. Gee.
Yeah. Now this is what the scenario, like the person whom we called not formally educated got the job, and the person who been declared formally educated not getting a job. So there is some problem in data, information, knowledge, skill and resources. See, we must understand these terms, right? Data, information, knowledge, skill and resources. Can anybody explain me this with the example? Difference and link between all these 5? कोई समझा सकता है मुझे? डेटा क्या है, इंफॉर्मेशन क्या है, नॉलेज क्या है, स्किल क्या है और रिसोर्सेज क्या है?
Sir, can I try?
Yes. Please.
So the data could be, I have just have numbers that I'll just giving example that from Changa to Anand, if I have to travel, right? I have only information that I have to travel from Changa to Anand. So that is data, right? For information, I can assess the distance and the ways of travel, right? Then the
Yes.
knowledge will require the how I will be reaching, what are the difficulties I will get, and skill that how can I reach faster, right? Or how can I reach with a lesser cost, right? That is my skill. And resources, whatever resources available to me, right? That I can think of, if I have a car, I can be reaching faster, right? But I don't have a car. I have to use my bike. But bike has a problem, right? With the resources of petrol and all. So then I need to have a auto rickshaw, or then I may walk. It will have different time. But then if I want to reach, I'll utilize my skill. I can hire somebody, or I can ask somebody to drop me at places. Right? So this is basic difference based for my knowledge.
Yeah. No, you are right from your example point of view. So, for example, all the record matlab, in a cricket is a data, right? Like how many centuries made by Sunil Gavaskar in a test, or how many catch actually caught by the Dhoni behind the stump. These are all data, right? So Dhoni might be knowing, I also knowing. Sachin Tendulkar might be knowing the all data, I also might be knowing all the data. When data has been processed, it becomes information. Am I right or wrong? When, as you said, when you analyze that data, it becomes information, right? It becomes information. So when I compare the data of Virat Kohli with Sachin Tendulkar, I can make a conclusion that who is a better batsman, right? On the basis of that data. So when data is processed, compare, relate, it becomes information. And when you apply that information, it becomes a knowledge. Now, say I also got a knowledge of cricket. कि मिड ऑन कहाँ पे होता है और ऑफ साइड कौन सी होती है, एंड आई आल्सो हैव ऑल द डेटा रिगार्डिंग क्रिकेट, राइट? कि मैदान की साइज क्या होती है, ये क्या होता है, द बॉल की साइज क्या होती है. सो आई आल्सो हैव a knowledge. Sachin also got the knowledge. But what is the difference between me and Sachin Tendulkar? Sachin Tendulkar और मेरे
skill
बीच में
to play cricket.
skill. He got a skill to play a cricket. I don't have a skill to play a cricket. Though I have a knowledge, information, and data par with Sachin Tendulkar, right? But I am not skillful. He is a skillful. Say for example, now Sachin Tendulkar give me the bat of Sachin Tendulkar. कहीं किसी function में मुझे Sachin Tendulkar ने अपना bat दे दिया. तो क्या मैं skillful हो जाऊंगा? No, I will not be a skillful. So to generate the skill, what you require? To generate the skill, what should I require?
Knowledge and information.
Hands-on experience.
Hands-on experience means practice. You require what? Practice. Am I right or wrong? You require a
Training is required.
practice. Yeah, training is also required. Training how to do a practice, right? Or how to do a hands-on practice and hands-on experience. So that training is also required. So do you understand the interlinkage of attitude, skill, and knowledge? That will decide your employability. That will decide your attitude, your skill, and your knowledge will decide your employability. So a skill alone will not work. You must have a right set of attitude and knowledge also to get the maximum benefit of your skill. And in this report, we are talking about this skill, right? And the entire country now talking about this skill in this module. All over the world, whichever kind of education program any kind of universities is offering, they must be focusing on these three aspects. Am I right or wrong? Any damn education program, right? They must be focusing either on attitude more, skill, and knowledge. So, for example, in a vocational program and in a this polytechnical and all, you focus more on what? Skill, right? But in a MBA kind of program, we focus more on what? Attitude. And in economics, we focus more on what? In
I
economics.
confess knowledge.
Knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge. But 80% knowledge
Hello.
and focus on skill and attitude also.
Dr. Raju,
Yes, sir.
can I add something?
Yeah, please, sir, go ahead.
In India, we are full of with information and knowledge. And nowadays, Google has given that potential that has become resource. You see, the things which we have given data, information, knowledge, skill, resources. If we go by the industry side,
Yes.
this cricket is very good example which you have given. But actually, we lack in the data and information. We in the industrial area, we don't have anything that how much plumber is required, how many electricians are required, how many civil engineers are required, and we are teaching and teaching and teaching and creating the boost of knowledge. We are boosting theoretical. But if he is an electrical engineer और उसको बोलिए कि जरा बल्ब का फ्यूज चला गया है, फ्यूज बांध दीजिए, तो he is unable to do it. So we are full up with the knowledge and information. बल्ब कैसे बनता है, बल्ब का आविष्कार किसने किया था, कितने टेम्परेचर पे चलता है, एसी करंट क्या है, डीसी करंट क्या, दिस ऑल ही नोज. बट इफ यू से कि उसको जरा ठीक कर दो, तो दैट ठीक करना इज स्किल. एंड वी ऑलवेज लाइक इन स्किल. और उसके लिए थोड़े बहुत आपकी जो आप लोग एकेडमिक में हैं, आप लोग भी उसके लिए कुछ न कुछ थोड़ी थोड़ी जिम्मेदार हैं, बिकॉज यू आर इम्पार्टिंग much theoretical knowledge. But skill is one who does knows, who reads forgets, who writes remembers. So remembering and reading is okay, but one who does knows, वो does knows वाला difference बहुत है. I think that is input which I wanted to give you. Sorry to bother you in between.
Sir, you made my job very easy, because I was about to lead into the same platform that this is the reason we should read this particular report. Each and every teacher, right, must read this report. That's why you get the idea, as Dwivedi sir says, what will be the demand in the industry, what kind of skills are looking for, right, in the industry is very important. So if blindly we keep on teaching, the same subjects and same kind of course offering, right, for years together, then that will not help us. Because if you could see the last 8 years skill report, then also you find a lot of diversities, right? Like the kind of skill which has been sought after before 8 years is not at all in a fashion and trend today. So that's why the Skill India report or India Skill report is important to understand. Now, India Skill Report 2021 prepared by VBox in a partnership with TAG, Confederation of Indian Industry, AICT, All India Association of Universities. UNDP is also dealing with it as one of the fund manager, and is also report on the talent, demand, and supply in the post-COVID India. So this time, the theme of this report is different. Do you know what? Do you know what India skill report consists of? It consists of The report consists of an in-depth study of employability amongst the fresh candidates joining the workforce by keeping in mind the changes that occurred during the pandemic. And the report assesses the demand and supply of a talent nationwide. So please try to understand it. On one hand, give a lot of insight regarding what kind of demand, what kind of talent is in demand in the industry in your country. And on the other side, it also talk about what kind of supply force you have in terms of talent, and then try to find out a gap between the kind of talent and skill required in the industry and the kind of inventory of a skill available in your country, and what is the gap between these two, right? That exactly given by this particular report. And that's why I completely agree with Dwivedi sir also, that's why we should not we should not shooting in a dark, right? We must understand that what is required in industry and what we are actually having in our hand. So this is what India Skill Report 2021. So theme of India's Skill Report 2021 is a key insight into the post-COVID landscape of our talent, demand, and supply in India. So because recently even today also we are passing through this post-COVID effect, right? So in a post-COVID time, what kind of demand in terms of talent and supply available in India, that report is given. What could be the base of this report? How they prepared this report? Any idea? Report कैसे बनाया होगा इन लोगों ने? Or what is the key methodology they follow to prepare this report? So those who read this report, they know that VBox National Employability Test. So they have one National Employability Test for a final year graduates and postgraduates. The test aims to benchmark competencies that matter the most for being employable in today's competitive landscape. The VBox National Employability Test survey conducted for 65,000 students sheds lights on the employability of the youth of India. Some of the key dimensions assessed were business communication, critical thinking, and numerical reasoning are the major part they cover in the report. Now, how come you know about this report? आपको ये report के बारे में कैसे पता चला? आपको ये report के बारे में कैसे पता चला? Except this particular title of the session. आपने कभी न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ा इस रिपोर्ट के बारे में? मतलब हेडलाइन कहीं पढ़ी थी? आपने किसी ने भी इसके बारे में हेडलाइन पढ़ी थी कहीं पे?
So generally they give into the newspapers, leading newspaper covers this headline of VBox test results every year.
हाँ ना, પણ એ જે હેડલાઇન આપે ને, તો હેડલાઇનમાં જનરલી દર વર્ષે શું લખ્યું હોય એ હેડલાઇનમાં? તમે ન્યૂઝપેપરની આ સ્કિલ રિપોર્ટ જેવો આવે ને, એટલે એની હેડલાઇન શું હોય ન્યૂઝપેપરમાં? ટિપિકલી ગુજરાતીમાં શું ન્યૂઝપેપર હોય?
So to my mind they start saying કે ઇન્ડિયામાં આટલા % લોકોને જ જોબ મળી શકે છે.
હા, એકદમ એક તો નેગેટિવ ઓલામાં દર્શાવ્યું હોય. કેવું દર્શાવ્યું હોય? માનો this time it is said that 45% youngsters are employable. તો એ શું દર્શાવે? 55% યુવાનો દેશના રોજગારીને લાયક નથી, રાઈટ? આવું ઊંધું બતાવે. આ લોકો એવું કીધું કે 45% એમ્પ્લોયેબલ છે, તો આ ઊંધું દર્શાવે. હવે 45% તો ખાલી ગ્રેજ્યુએટ અને પોસ્ટ ગ્રેજ્યુએટ જે ફોર્મલ એજ્યુકેશનની વાત છે. સમજો તમે એક વસ્તુ જેની આ લોકોએ આ એક્ઝામ લીધી, બરાબર, અને પછી એના આધારે નક્કી કરી. Are you getting my point? And the another most important thing is they only talk about the supply part. They only talk about the supply part. Nobody talk about the demand part. તમે કોઈ એવું ન્યૂઝપેપર વાંચ્યું જેમાં ડિમાન્ડ પાર્ટ છે હાઇલાઇટ થયો હોય આ સ્કિલ રિપોર્ટનો? કોઈએ પણ વાંચ્યું હોય તો મને જણાવો, જેમાં ડિમાન્ડ પાર્ટ હાઇલાઇટ થયો હોય કે સ્કિલ રિપોર્ટના આધારે કહેવામાં આવે કે આ સેક્ટરમાં અને આટલી જગ્યાએ અને આ સ્ટેટમાં અને આ સિટીમાં અને આવા લોકો માટે વધારે જોબની પોસિબિલિટીઝ આવનાર સમયમાં છે, એવું આમાંથી કોઈ વાંચ્યું હોય તો તમે બતાવો મને, કોઈ પણ રિપોર્ટ, મતલબ ઇંગ્લિશ ન્યૂઝપેપર કે ગુજરાતી ન્યૂઝપેપરમાં વાંચ્યું કોઈ?
Sir, nowadays only the employment news has started on a first page, and recently, before 2 weeks time, Divya Bhaskar has started, I think on Monday or
No.
Tuesday. They are,
Divyang, I am talking specifically about this report. When this report is
okay.
when this report is reported in any newspaper, are they talking only about the supply part or a demand part also? They talk only
No, they will
about
only
the
talk about supply part. They
supply
will only talk about supply part and with the negative headlines.
Yeah,
They will not.
the negative. And that is the reason that I choose this particular topic for a presentation, because nobody of us bother to go in a deep and check the various nuances of the supply side as well as the demand side. So we should, જો આપણે જે એમ્પ્લોયેબિલિટી છે એ તો છે, હવે એમાં આપણાથી વધારે કશું નથી થઈ શકવાનું, પણ એમ્પ્લોયેબિલિટી ક્યાં વધારે છે, મતલબ એની ડિમાન્ડ ક્યાં છે અને કેવી છે એ આપણે નહીં જાણીએ ત્યાં સુધી આપણને કઈ રીતના આઈડિયા આવશે કે આ એમ્પ્લોયેબિલિટી નો રેટ કઈ રીતના વધારવો. Otherwise, if we are doing efforts in a wrong direction, and then though we produce a right employable person, they will not be relevant because they don't have a relevant skill, right? Because the requirement of a particular skill set and talent will change along with the change in the situation. Am I right or wrong? So this is some of the fact they said. With increased access to technology, it is estimated that close to billion Indians, billion matlab 100 crores, have uninterrupted internet access by 2013, considering that the average age of the Indian population is 26 to 27 years old. The vast workforce available to around 50% population in the age group of 18 to 40 years. So this is what the content of the report: the journey of India scale report, the impact of COVID-19, summary of a key findings, national employability test. Okay, so now come to the report. Are you ready? You have to give answer. मतलब यहाँ पे आप लिख के भी आंसर दे सकते हैं और देखते हैं मैक्सिमम आंसर किसके कितने सही आते हैं. So we are starting a quiz, right? So very quickly we start a quiz. What do you think? Which domain have more employable talent? कौन सी डिग्री में या कौन से कोर्सेस में सबसे ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयबल टैलेंट होंगे? जैसे आप इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ाते होंगे या एमबीए पढ़ाते होंगे, एमसीए पढ़ाते होंगे, एमए पढ़ाते होंगे, तो किसमें सबसे ज्यादा होते हैं? आईटी में. दिव्यांग भाई सेज आईटी, हॉस्पिटैलिटी एंड बिजनेस. ओके, बी. हाँ, सचिन सर का आंसर सही है. दिव्यांग सर हेल्थ केयर. So this is the result you see. B is consistently on a top. You could see here, right? B છે એ consistently તમે જુઓ ટોપ ઉપર છે. 54%, 52%, 50%, 51%, 57%, right? B and BTech આ બંને કોર્સિસ છે, એમાં મેક્સિમમ એમ્પ્લોયેબલ વર્કફોર્સ છે આપણી પાસે 15 થી 21 માં જુઓ. સેકન્ડ હાઈએસ્ટ છે MBA, and you will be shocked when you see at the third place. Okay, this is not a rank, sorry, this is not a rank, but you could see here in a B farm in a 2015 it was 56%, right? But day by day it decreased, you see. Now it is 37% only B farm, right? Polytechnical, sir, polytechnical वाले कितने हैं? 2015 में सर कितनी एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी थी? 10%. बट यू डिड अ सिग्निफिकेंट प्रोग्रेस. 10 में से कहाँ पहुंचे हैं आप लोग?
25 में.
25 में. सर मतलब आप अपनी जॉब सही तरीके से कर रहे हैं.
थैंक यू सर.
अभी सबसे बुरा हाल लेकिन किसका है? एमसीए का. देखो आप एमसीए का क्या हाल है. 45 से कहाँ पहुंच गए?
22.
अब IT sector is booming. On one side, IT sector is booming, right? And because of this pandemic, further the IT sector is required to use all the services. But you could see here that MCA as a part of education is miserably paid, right? BSc, you could see BSc also reduced 38 to 30. BCom increased, you see 26 to 40, right? If you show this result to some parents who insisting their children to go for a BSc, you know, they have to rethink. क्योंकि BSc में देखो पहले employability 38% थी, लेकिन अभी 30% हो गई. BCom में पहले 26% थी, अभी 40% हो गई. समझ में आ रहा है? अब लास्ट ईयर 22 में BCom में देखो 47% थी, अभी 40% हो गई. और बैचलर ऑफ आर्ट्स में देखो 29% थी, वो 42% हो गई. और MBA में भी consistently they are doing well, right? What do you think? Employability of our young workforce increase or decrease in last 5 years? हमारी employability हमारे young force की बढ़ी होगी कि कम हुई होगी? हमारी employability बढ़ी होगी कि कम हुई होगी? क्या लगता है आपको? Does it increase or
Post-pandemic,
decrease?
it has gone down.
Increase. Okay.
Post-pandemic, it has gone down.
See, in 2015, it was 37%. 37% youngsters were employable, right? अभी 21 में कितना हो गया? 45%. अभी बीच में आप देखो, हमारा 2019 में 47 तक पहुंचा है. But by and large, we are consistently increasing in an increasing trend, right? From 37% to 45%. Now, because of a pandemic, there was a little bit downfall from 46 to 45. It is because of the last 9 months lockdown, but otherwise we are doing well. हम लोग अच्छा कर रहे हैं, हमें डरने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि आप देखो पिछले 5 साल में ही ये धीरे-धीरे हम आगे प्रोग्रेस कर रहे हैं. तो इसीलिए मैं ना ये स्किल इंडिया वगैरह का जो कोर्स है वो देने में जोर देता हूँ. क्यों? क्योंकि वो जितना हम फास्ट करेंगे और उस हिसाब से हम स्किल के बेस पे बच्चों को जितना ज्यादा पढ़ाएंगे ना, धीरे-धीरे करके हमारे बच्चों की एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी है वो बढ़ेगी. तो हमें वो जो 55% नहीं है उसके बारे में नहीं सोचना चाहिए, हमें जो 45% है उसके बारे में सोचना चाहिए और उसी को बेस लेके धीरे-धीरे स्टडी इन अ स्टडी वे कंसिस्टेंटली हमें आगे बढ़ना चाहिए.
Sir,
Whether hiring,
I have one doubt in the previous slide, the bar chart that you were showing, a
Yes,
methodological issue. If the questions were asked to youths about their business communication, and so it was more of input based. So how would COVID have affected my business communication aptitude or critical thinking? So methodologically,
no, that was that is you are right, but I'm not specifically telling this thing that because of that only it happened, right? Specifically,
because the
specifically,
questions were asked on input base, right? What's going inside the youth in terms of their education. So,
like when they describe the various aspects of a COVID, like in terms of migration and in terms of lack of technology when online education and everything started.
oh, probably it can be that because of COVID, we lacked the internet connectivity का जो divide या inequity issues, उस वजह से there are chances. Yeah. Yes, sir.
That case is also mentioned, and rather I will tell you at some of the places there is a progress also. Still there is a COVID, there is a progress also, right? Now this is summarizing the entire thing, not only about COVID, but having all the other effect also. You could see here in 2019 to 2020 also there was a reduction, right? Where there was no much COVID effect, right? So whether hiring intent among the corporates will increase in 2020 or not, what do you think? 21 में और 22 में hiring बढ़ेगा कि कम होगा?
I'm optimistic
बढ़ेगा.
because demand uprise.
Yes, yes. So you could see here it will increase. In 2015, the intent to hire a new talent were 23%, and then it reduced in 2016 report. Then in 2017 it was only 7%. Then in 2018 it was 10%, and in 2021 you could see 10% in 2020 and 19% in 2020. So that's a good progress, right? That's a 9% it will increase. Otherwise, you could see here only 2%, here 7%, here 5%, right? And here also you have 11%. The difference is 11%, but it was fall, not the rise. But here you could see from 2020 to 2021, there is a 9% growth in the intent of hiring the new workforce. Which sector hired the maximum employees in last 5 years?
Can I add to this slide?
Which one?
This hiring talent change every year. See, based on my discussion with some of the employer and big MNCs, the people has realized based on the 2008-9 slowdown in the industry, which we had phased out, right? That at the time of slowdown, or we say the recession, right? Industry needs to hire good people or good talent so that they can better survive in the future, right? So in 2008-9, there are a couple of MNCs who has stopped hiring people, fresh people at the same time, and they had faced challenges in the next year in 2009. So this year they will not do the same mistake. They'll keep on hiring, right? Maybe the joining could be later, but they will still hire compared to the 2020. And now the market is open. This hiring will be more compared to 2020.
And Divyang, I will give you another good news in this report. Many and majority of the employees want a permanent employees, right? They don't want the alternative workforce or the temporary workforce. They want the permanent employees, right? So that's a good thing. Which sector hired the maximum employees in last 5 years? कौन से सेक्टर ने मैक्सिमम एम्प्लॉयमेंट दिया होगा पिछले 5 साल में? जो हम वो डिमांड की बात कर रहे हैं ना, सप्लाई की बात तो हो गई कि भाई इतने % एम्प्लॉयबल है, लेकिन डिमांड की बात जो कर रहे हैं कि किस सेक्टर में सबसे ज्यादा डिमांड है एम्प्लॉइज की? आईटी एंड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, ओके, वेरी गुड दिव्यांग भाई. देन और अच्छा, फॉलोड बाय हेल्थ केयर, ओके. नहीं, अब लास्ट 5 इयर्स की बात है, हेल्थ केयर आगे शायद आगे आएगा, लेकिन ठीक है चलो. और सर्विस सेक्टर, ओके, वेरी गुड. दिव्यांग भाई एक જ સાંભળે છે કે મને લાગે બીજા બધા સુઈ ગયા?
ના બધા સાંભળે છે સાહેબ, પણ હવે ગેસ કરે છે કયું છે, સર્વિસ સેક્ટર છે કે સિવિલ છે, કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન છે, એન્જિનિયરિંગ છે.
એટલે sometimes see, Sony sir, what happened that even we don't know the sectors in a trend, or sometimes even the faculty of other sectors or the other branches, they even don't know which kind of classified sectors are available in the market, right? And that's why mistakes happen. So you could see here that, right, in a 2015 to 21, see, in a 2015 it was hospitality including aviation, tour travel, banking, finance and insurance, core sector, oil and gas and steel sector. So infrastructure sector was there. But in 2020 you could see that it is banking, finance, insurance is there, software, hardware, IT, internet business, right? In 2020 it was banking and finance, service, insurance, right? BPO, KPO, IT enabled services and internet business. So and as Divyang bhai say, in a 2019 it was a manufacturing, but in 2021 manufacturing is not there, right? So this is completely a prediction also, because still we started in 2021. So people predict that as everything is online now, and people don't want to move from their house, and remote working and gig economy and all, because of that this software, hardware and IT based, internet based services will booming, and there will be more number of job in this sectors, right? मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम आत्मनिर्भर की बात कर रहे हैं, और चाइना के साथ हम बिना बात के कंपैरिजन करते रहते हैं, but still manufacturing sector we need to do lot of things, right? So these are the sectors which give a maximum job in India. You could see in last 5 years, it is retail, e-commerce, transport, pharma, business, finance, and insurance, right? Core sectors like oil, gas, steel, mineral, software, hardware, and auto ancillaries. But in upcoming time, internet, hardware, and IT based business will be in a boom. And here they show the changes also, like in a automotive sector, in a business, finance, and insurance, core energy, engineering and manufacturing, internet business, others and diversified, pharma and healthcare, right? Software, retail, logistics. So these are the sectors, one must be aware about this, that, and then one must also aware about the kind of a skill required in this sector, right? As Devedi sir said, that actually what industry required and which industries are flourishing in India, right? That we should take, record as an academician. Which state hired the maximum employee last year? कौन से राज्य ने सबसे ज्यादा एम्प्लॉई हायर किए होंगे?
Maharashtra.
Okay, Maharashtra. Was it Gujarat? What is the possibility that it is Gujarat? महाराष्ट्र
idea.
अच्छा, अभी स्टेट में तो बोलिए, स्टेट में तो कहाँ इतना सोचने की जरूरत है.
So Maharashtra followed by Gujarat, and then Noida is there, Greater Noida.
Greater Noida, okay.
Then we have
कर्नाटक, ये मतलब कर्नाटक है ना? हाँ.
Karnataka, yes.
Okay. Karnataka, yeah, Karnataka because of Bangalore. So it is Delhi, Karnataka, and Maharashtra, right? It is Delhi and the non-capital region, that Noida and all, as Divyan Bhai rightly said, and Karnataka because I think 40 to 45% job in IT sector and booming sector given at Bangalore itself, and Bangalore is the topmost destination for all youngsters also to work, and only because of a Bangalore, Karnataka is in number 2, and Maharashtra, as the Bombay is their capital city of a country, and Delhi the political capital of the country, right? Which state supplied the maximum employable talent in last 5 years? Yeah, KPO, BPO, true, madam. कौन से राज्य ने सबसे ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयबल टैलेंट देश को दिया होगा पिछले 5 साल में?
Sir, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka.
आंध्र प्रदेश, कर्नाटका, ओके. देखो, दिल्ली में और कर्नाटका में और महाराष्ट्र में सबसे ज्यादा जॉब, मतलब सबसे ज्यादा जॉब है, तो डिमांड उधर है, लेकिन सप्लाई कहाँ से आ रहा है वो देखना पड़ेगा. अब किंजल मैडम को ये बात अच्छी तरीके से समझ आएगी.
From Uttar Pradesh, UP.
Yes, sir. Uttar Pradesh, you are right. Right, one of the major state now coming up is Uttar Pradesh also. So you could see here, Delhi, Orissa, and Uttar Pradesh in 2015, and today it is Delhi, Orissa, and Uttar Pradesh. Sir, आपने कैसे उत्तर प्रदेश दिया है? आप राज भी बताइए कि कैसे सही आंसर दे रहे हैं.
नहीं, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, they have always very good talents. Only they don't have opportunity in their own state.
Yes.
And in UP includes Noida and all that, and Western Uttar Pradesh. So they have got good talent also there, and more unemployed people are so moving. They are migrating from their state to other places.
Yes, true, sir. But one of the insightful point here that all of us must thought and ponder upon is Orissa being and considered as a backward state. You could see that is among the most talented workforce, state in the country. तो अब गुजरात में बैठे बैठे कंप्लेंट करेंगे ना तो वो नहीं चलेगा. देखो, गुजरात आपको कहाँ 2018 में दिख रहा था, और बाद में फिर नेट का स्कोर धीरे धीरे सबका कम हो रहा है. किंजल मैडम.
जी sir. Yeah, that education, and again there has to be a divide between employability and education. That is one thing. But my query is, I have a bit doubt here with regards to this map, sir. Again, a methodological question. The question says, which are the states with the maximum supply of employable talent? This is not the number of graduates that we are talking of.
No, no,
So
not
probably
number of graduates.
yes,
No,
yes.
not number of graduates. They have taken some samples, those who cleared their graduation and post graduation, and they passed through the test also. And that was
Yeah.
that was one of the data. Along with that, they asked industry people also, they asked academician also, and they asked any other stakeholders also. And all inputs they come together and then they decide this thing.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted to differentiate again for the benefit of the audience, that we are
Yeah.
not talking over here about graduates. This is
No, we
by
are
their
not. No, no.
Yeah.
It is clearly written, madam. Employable talent. It is clearly written.
Yes.
Employable.
No,
Yes.
but again,
And Orissa should not again be a surprise because, I mean, those two eastern states, Orissa and Bihar, we have seen producing so many public services people as well. IAS, IPS, we every time feel so pleasantly surprised to see a big number. Probably self-learning helps because the
Yeah,
system students are self-reliant and they do better.
self-study and self-learning, even at the end of the report, they focus that in times to come, we have to focus on a self-study and the self-learning. Right. That's
sir,
true.
on the adding on the methodology portion, as I know, these VBOX, they are asking students to give a test, right? So in Gujarat, we do not have that culture again to appear into such kind of tests, right? So that gives lower, number of samples from Gujarat per se compared to the other states, where the students are, willingly appearing in such tests to test own knowledge, right? In Gujarat, we have to force the students to appear into test.
Mhm. Now, so far as the methodology is concerned, all of us must gone through the methodology very seriously. But what I want to submit, so far as the methodology is concerned, you could see. That's why I said the number of agencies, involved in preparation of the report, right? In the beginning, I introduced the number of agencies involved in preparation of the report. I talk about only quantitative survey part of the methodology. Otherwise, as I told you that all the stakeholders have been involved in that, and with the whatever the precaution they have, because it's a very prestigious report, as well as many number of agencies are involved with the report. So, like being academician, we cannot blindly follow and accept whatever is written, but some of the things which we find here maybe must be very interesting also and insightful also. So that is only the idea. So my point is, let us understand what are the findings, as well as whenever we have a doubt, we can write that doubt also, and then we relate with methodology also, and then if after considering the validity and reliability of the methodology, and if this data is true, right, believable, and generability is there, then of course, like on the basis of that, being a teacher, we can make a strategy that in future what kind of orientation we can go for to teach our students. There is a significant difference in the work participation of a male and female in India in the last 5 years. So do you think there is a significant difference? क्या आपको अभी भी लगता है कि लड़कियों को कम पढ़ाया जाता है और लड़कों को ज्यादा पढ़ाया जाता है हायर एजुकेशन में?
This I know concretely with the data because I am a researcher in higher education. We've reached a gender parity index of exactly 1. We are now at equivalent place. So that's I'm talking in terms of formal education. In informal manner, I assume it to be even higher.
Okay. So you could see here, right? As per this report. So in 2021, man was less, madam.
Yeah. The
Men
orange is
were
female. Yeah. So I guessed it right.
चला आपने कुछ तो सही बोला. So number of women are more 41.25%. और आप देखोगे तो ये पहली बार नहीं, हर बार हुआ है. देखिए, है ना? 2000 कहाँ से? हर बार ज्यादा ही हुआ है मतलब। तो अभी लड़कों को थोड़ा संभल के चलने की जरूरत है ना, क्योंकि वैसे भी लड़कियां ज्यादा पढ़ रही है और आगे बढ़ रही है।
Sir, in future
तो
you
ये पढ़ाई नहीं है, ये एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी है।
हाँ मतलब पढ़ेंगे तो ही एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी आएगी ना।
sir,
हाँ।
just to add on, Ginjal madam, in future you have to study on the वो अभी स्टेटमेंट है ना, पढ़ेंगे तभी तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया, वो दैट इज फॉर मेन, राइट? अभी दे आर फोकसिंग ऑन वुमेन. In future, after 5 years, I am guessing or assuming that we have to focus on men or male candidates more.
Which age group has been found most employable age group? कौन सा एज ग्रुप सबसे ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयबल होगा? So it is
2025.
sorry, ये domain wise most employable age group was found to be between 18 to 21 years old, मतलब freshers, indicating structural change in the employability landscape of the future. Right? ये domain wise हमने देख लिया था. Which the top state which highest employability, and what will be the rank of Gujarat? So you could see here. Maharashtra first, second Tamil Nadu, third Uttar Pradesh, fourth Karnataka, fifth Andhra Pradesh, sixth Delhi, seventh Telangana, eighth is Gujarat, ninth is West Bengal, and 10th is Rajasthan. So city-wise, the highest employability. Which the top state with the highest English-speaking ability? Is Gujarat included in top 10? English-speaking ability.
Kerala topping the list.
अच्छा, ओके। गुजरात होगा कि नहीं होगा?
Maybe bottom
गुजरात नहीं होगा,
after 5.
गुजरात नहीं होगा, all south states will be there.
हाँ, ओके ओके। So you could see here Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Telangana, Assam, Maharashtra, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal. Gujarat is not there. Top 10 state with availability skill in English as a second language. And Rajasthan is there. Madhya Pradesh is also there. Karnataka, Kerala, Telangana. These are the three South Indian states. Right? Assam is east. Maharashtra mostly middle of the country. Delhi north. Tamil Nadu again from south, and West Bengal. So 4 are from south, sir. You are right. Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka, and Kerala. So for other numerical skill also they given state-wise. Like if you see the numerical skill, then Maharashtra is first, and in numerical skill Gujarat is there, but it at the bottom. And in a critical skill also Gujarat is there, right? And in a computer skill Gujarat is not there. Who would be more employable, male or a female? So you could see female are more employable, right? 41%, 41.25%. So female are more employable. Which are the top 10 sector with a maximum work participation? So he could see here automotive, banking, and finance, insurance, engineering and manufacturing, internet business, logistics, other diversified pharma, more or less हमने देख लिया. टेक्निकल एंड सॉफ्ट टॉप 5 स्किल कौन सी होगी, मतलब विच इज इन डिमांड? ये दिस इज द लास्ट क्वेश्चन आई गेस. टेक्निकल कौन सी 5 स्किल सबसे ज्यादा डिमांड में है और सॉफ्ट स्किल सबसे ज्यादा? ये ट्रेनर के लिए अभी ये द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन.
Sir, in technical, I guess the demand is of languages. Then on the computer side.
No, but technical, okay, that language, okay, very good. So let us see. Technical, that is, yeah, you are right? Python programming,
This
neural network,
all three
cloud computing,
language, right? This based on computer, right?
supply chain,
Supply chain is of management side. General statistics of the mathematics side.
हाँ, किंजल मैडम की बहुत जरूरत पड़ने वाली है, क्योंकि सॉफ्ट स्किल में सेकंड मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट स्किल रिक्वायर्ड इज कम्युनिकेशन.
Chalo, I'll not lack employment at least.
Yeah, active learning,
Resilience.
resilience and flexibility. And now that is very important. मैडम हमको इसमें ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम हमने नहीं किया. Flexibility, how to be agile, agility. हमारा जो ISTD का वर्ल्ड कांग्रेस है, ये एजिलिटी पे ही है, मतलब अजाइल कल्चर पे ही है. प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग में भी हमें कुछ सोचना चाहिए, मतलब दैट इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्किल. एनालिटिकल एंड क्रिटिकल तो है ही, मतलब एवरग्रीन. तो वेयर इज द मैक्सिमम स्किल गैप? ये तीन में मैक्सिमम स्किल गैप है. जरूरत है लेकिन मिल नहीं रहे हैं. डेटा साइंस, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंसी एंड नेचुरल लैंग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग, राइट? इसमें स्किल गैप है. तो एकेडमिशियन बहुत सारे इन लोगों ने व्यू लिए थे, लेकिन मुझको इनका एक थोड़ा सही लगा, क्योंकि बाकी के थे उसने तो सिर्फ रिपोर्ट के बारे में ही लिखा था. लेकिन ये ही इज द फाउंडर एंड सीईओ ऑफ अ स्कूल इंस्पायर्ड लीडरशिप, SOIL, and he said our higher education system need to be reimagined. We need to develop a students who develop their capacity to learn through introspection, reflection, and the source the child like a curiosity within themselves to acquire the skill needed for the new world. Even as we learn how to deploy artificial intelligence, robotics, and machine learning, and embrace the power of big data digital, we have to develop empathy and mindfulness so that our students think holistically and work to make our world better. We need to free our higher education system of all control and make this sector attractive for investment by world's best universities. In India will never become a developed country unless we completely reform higher education. So likewise, they took such kind of qualitative responses from the industry people also and from academicians also. So these are some of the things I catch. I am not going to discuss in detail. I am summing up. These are the things which I find interesting, and then you can also go through the report and you can read about gigs economy and freelancer workers, suicide rate increase, impact on a street vendor, internet activity rise during the pandemic, cloud computing and artificial intelligence, harnessing the latest technology, reskilling a majority of India's workforce required, artificial intelligence, data science, and natural language processing. So these are the things which I find interesting. You can also find interesting in this particular report. So this is what some of the aspect which I feel to be highlighted in my presentation. So I included those kind of things in my presentation. I hope you like the points which I cover in the report. As I told you, the objective of this particular topic and presentation is only to increase the sensitivity regarding such kind of report, and being academician, how we should logically and consciously read such kind of reports and then get some insight for our own improvement and for the improvement of our institute wherever we are working. So I hope I make some sense out of this presentation and you get at the end of the day something out of that. So thank you, and over to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I'd very quickly like to make 2 points. I'm sorry, someone was speaking. Should I proceed? I could see someone speaking.
Please, Kinjal ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Divya. Yeah, because this is my, a super obsession in terms of research. 2 things very quickly in this context. National Knowledge Commission tried to do something like this, and it's technically called manpower planning. When Sam Pitroda was heading it, what they tried to do was, it's technically referred to in economics of education as manpower planning, where they foresee that in the coming 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, which industries are expected to boom, and accordingly, what would be the requirement of what kind of employees. So that is one thing. It's called technically manpower planning, but largely academically, it's not seen as a very successful endeavor. 1. And 2, in terms of again economics of education, there was an economist called Spence, Spence. He gave the concept of a concept called signaling effect. A degree is supposed to signal as to say if someone's done a BCom and then an MBA, what signal does that degree give to the employer कि एक बंदे ने BCom किया है तो उसको क्या आना चाहिए? So that's the signal given to the job market, and it's referred to technically as a signaling theory given by Spence. Now, what's coming up in the current times is Google is currently hiring 40% of its employees without asking for their degree. They simply ask them, what do you know? Right? So they're not looking for degrees. Elon Musk, Tesla, they've stopped looking at degrees. And that's where we in literature say Spence theory that the degree should show a signal has stopped happening. So it's a real worrisome situation for people in academics, that Spence concept that the degree should show some signal to the job market कि बंदे को क्या आता है, having done that education is failing. Yeah, those two inputs from my side. Thank you for a very, very
Thank you. Yeah.
Just to add on the what Kinjal Madam said about the bigger companies, now the trend has changed of hiring with a competition-based hiring. With the bigger companies like in India, even Google has their own this code safe, they name it the event, right, where they will have a coding competitions. Students of across regions or world, they can participate. So once you clear the rounds, you are eligible to do a job or at least an internship based on the different companies, right? And even there are companies like Infosys, they had started their own application. So any student can download the application and learn at the same time. Then you can appear into test. Is for the Skill India, what we had done, the training of trainers. The similar kind of platforms is there by the companies. So now, because of they need a skillful person, not a degree holder, in terms of any graduation, irrespective of engineering or management or any others. Right? Like I am very clear as a management, as a company, that I need person for coding. Is as simple as that. Rather, I used to go for computer engineering students earlier. Right now, I only need a person who knows C language, a person who knows Python, or similarly in management, the person who knows the HR policies. I need that person, irrespective. I'll be going with the MBA HR. No, I may hire MCOM HR as well, if he is knowing the knowledge about HR skills and all. So we as a teachers, as a trainers, we need to take this into account, and while delivering to the students, right? So they would be more focusing about the future skills required, as Raju sir has pointed out during this report as well, which are the skill set required in future to get the job or become employable in any times to come. Any other participants want to share something? Please.
Yeah, like Divyang bhai, what I suggest that there are many new participants. So if they can just quickly, very quickly, just tell the name and the place from where they are joining. So it will be good for us also to know them.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes,
we
sir.
have a Dr. Praveen Kumar and Manish sir and Sachin Chaudhary sir and Shweta Ben Patel and many new personalities are there. So if they don't mind, please quickly just introduce so we can sum up in next 5
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Raju. This is Sachin here.
Yeah.
I'm from ISD Hyderabad chapter. I've been the past chairman and current National Council member. And I read about this session in the NC group, and I immediately blocked the calendar. I said, I'm gonna be attending this. And my library behind my desk here at home is all messed up. Otherwise, I would have put the video on, because otherwise it's very rude not to put the video on. I'm so sorry, apologies for that. But I love the session. In fact, some of the powerful inputs which also came from participants, particularly Divyang and Kinjal, I think it's very good that we have started this discussion. All of our National Council member at the IST level need to know this about the skill report, and so that we can make very logical and forward moving decisions for the youth to come in the future. So thank you, Dr. Raj.
Thank you, sir. I was there in a national convention at Hyderabad in Mahindra Tech, and it was a
oh yeah,
wonderful.
So I'm sure we would have bumped into each other.
Yes, sir. I was there last year. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, 2019 March 1 and 2, exactly like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Praveen Kumar sir is there.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, sir, for giving for a nice data presentation, sir. I like.
Mhm.
Just for an introduction, sir, you know very well me, but for audience, I am associated with the chemical science field, and right now I am at the heading the industrial chemistry department at VP and RFDB Science College. And
Acha.
since last 23 years, I am in the field of chemical science. And the
Yes.
first time, I'm also that many times reading for this opportunities of my students, because the employability is one of the most important criteria for the in that our basic matlab, applied science students. Sir. So
True,
your
sir.
data presentations and that excellent, sir. And really the area are different area apart from this chemical science, that what are the probable scope for the students that I am getting over here. Thank you very much, sir.
Naturally, you are looking for a management subject also. Now I recall you and
No,
so,
no, no.
yes,
Excellent,
I
sir.
came for management subject, as you know, right?
I know,
Jai,
sir. I many times invited as a guest lecturer over here for my students, because we have a management course at undergraduate program, sir.
yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
I am
Jai,
just going to
Yes.
be a part of.
yes. Jai Sutarji.
Yes, sir. So I'm Jay Sutar. I'm student of GHPABM, MBA 71. Found this link from our management group. Sir.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, Manish.
Hello. Hello.
Please.
Yes, sir. I am Jit Suthar and I am also the student of GHPIBM MBA semester 1. And I also found that group from our management group. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind information.
Yeah. Anybody left?
Sir, I think we
Yes, sir.
yes, Manish sir, please go ahead.
Okay, so just one thing I want to add, like whenever we make a report, there is a last one thing for scope. So I just want to a side scope I want to add, and this was all statistical and it was good, but maybe someone should maybe I want to read about job satisfaction after employability. How much is satisfaction? Maybe it needs quality research, but I also want to more know about that. How much is satisfaction person is having in the job?
Give your email and the sector in which you want to know the job satisfaction. So
Yes.
we will be finding the relevant research papers and sending you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so over to Divyan Bhai, please.
Yeah. Sir, you are having Dwivedi sir from ISTD Bhopal chapter. I think he is
Please,
president
sir.
of ISTD Bhopal. He was there in session during the session. Right now he is.
But I think he left now.
Yeah, he left the session. So we.
Yeah. Okay, so now you can sum up. Yeah.
So formally, we thank all the participants to join us from various ISTD chapters and student as well from management side. And special thanks to Dr. Raju Rathod sir, who enlightened us about this Skill India report and given a thought to all of us, that as a teachers also and as a students, we have to think of about these skills to get employability or employable for all of the future generations, because we have the maximum talent pool available considering all other countries involved in as a youth. And we thank you all the listeners who will be listening this video through our ISTD YouTube channel. We'll be putting this video on ISTD Anand YouTube channel, so you can refer your friends as well or colleagues to see this afterwards if you like this video. And do join us on the next Friday. The same link will be there, password will be same, and we'll be having next session of the different speaker. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.